Hey, what's up? It's Byron and Big Bri with You Are Superior Fitness. Welcome back, and today I want to introduce you to the newest member of the Superior Fitness family. She is a nutritionist, exercise consultant, Emily Simmonds.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good
It's
to see
so
you.
good seeing you, Emily. Every time I see you, I've known you for years. You're just the most upbeat person I've ever met in my life. Just nothing but full of energy and just always out of self, willing to help anybody else out there in this industry. And so
Nice,
I'm
thank
very
you.
excited to have you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so we're very, very excited to have you as part of the team. So let me ask you my first question,
Okay.
Emily. So we got a nutritionist and then we got a nutritionist exercise consultant.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I know that there's traditional ways and we got the new thing kind of going. So can you
Yeah.
help us kind of understand that?
Well, there's a few. I mean, the first would be a nutritionist is someone that studied nutrition and then typically has a degree like a PhD in nutrition. And my career started as a personal trainer, and I slowly down the road then kind of graduated, worked over time to a nutrition exercise consultant, and combining my personal training and then learning nutrition from day one as a trainer, but then trial and error with clients and learning nutrition through studying in my own and then seeing what works with people. So that's probably the biggest difference. I don't have a title of nutritionist, so I can't call myself that. And then a nutritionist, and then in my mind, and there are many different. I mean, really, it's there are lots of different nutritionists, but someone that kind of follows some basic rules, like the food guide pyramid, or that everybody, if you're this weight and this height, you should eat this many calories and this many. And I don't. I throw the book out on every client. I don't believe in that you should have this many calories and this exact many grams of protein, carbs, and fats.
Right.
I think that it's different with every single body. So I'm more of a believer in the body and listening to that than I am following the book and the rules, because it doesn't usually work out.
And that is such a big part of what I believe in too. You know, a lot of these diets, everybody's always coming out with the new and the biggest, better thing. You know, and the thing that I like about you is you're one person specific. And what I mean by that is you take on that one client and you deal with their body fat percentage, their age, their gender, you know, their goals and what it is that they're trying to accomplish. You know, versus them giving them a broad range of like a majority of the diets. If you weigh this much to this much, you're going to want to eat this much.
Yes, yeah,
you
that's
know,
it.
and a lot of it is people just really aren't educated. You know, when they're thinking about a gram to a gram and a half of protein per pound, not really going off their lean body mass. You know, they're going off their gross weight. And so it's great to have people like you in the industry to educate and really take and hold their hand and educate them through this process. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, I know Emily, she's so awesome. She actually doesn't even advertise, doesn't even need to advertise, and she's just by referral only because she's touched so many lives, you know, and helping people achieve their goals and live in a healthy and happier lifestyle, you know, and so she's growing here by coming to the Superior Fitness team. So this is very exciting for us and very exciting for you. And so I know that I sent you over the diet plan and the meal prep plan that we had put together, you know,
Yeah.
and that's kind of just a basics beginner, where to start, kind of, you know your macros, know your body and stuff like that. And so the nice thing is, if you're having a difficulty with that diet and nutrition plan, we've even got Emily, so you can reach out to her one-on-one and get that extra attention needed. So another quick question for you, Emily.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so most women, when you think about resistance training and stuff like that, what we offer and stuff like that, a lot of them are afraid that they're going to start looking like men. And so
Yeah,
a
that's
lot,
a big one.
You know what I mean? It's like they get nervous. They just want to stay on the cardio machine and run like they're going in a triathlon, and it's defeating the purpose. Me and you know that, you know. But what do you say about that to the woman that's afraid to touch a weight or
Yeah.
do resistance training because she's afraid she'll look like a man and bulk up?
Yes, well, I think it's one of the most common concerns of the woman who sits down in front of me, that, you know, their very first thing, we're going through goals, and well, I don't want to be too big, I don't want to be too bulky, and of course, and I respect the question. I mean, the
Sure.
thought from any female, but it would take a full-time dedicated job really for a female to get that kind of mass. So a woman simply does not and cannot naturally have the same testosterone that a man does. I mean, we just
Right.
don't produce it. So I mean, it would be impossible to get so huge without the possible use of steroids, and then a very intense resistance training program, and then a bulking diet to go along with that. So I mean, it would take an army for a woman to really get that kind of mass. So I mean, the best way for a woman to get really lean is to push really hard in the gym and to be intense. It's going to build more muscle, which doesn't mean mass, but more muscle. And that is what's going to burn more calories than getting on and doing a treadmill. Like if you do an intense, 30 minutes in the gym and you break down that muscle fiber, if you work hard enough where those last few reps are so incredibly intense to break that down, it takes 2 days to repair, which means 2 full days you're burning calories. And from 30 minutes on a treadmill, you don't get that. You don't have that muscle breakdown. You don't get that 2 full days of calorie burn. You get maybe 2-3 hours. So I mean, it doesn't even. They're all important. Food is so important, and weights are important. There are so many physical things that are important, but it's not it doesn't even compare. Just a straight like jog versus an intense workout with resistance, it doesn't even compare that way.
Right. And I know that too. You know, a lot of times when I'm in the gym myself, I see people just running, and it's an old myth, you know, and there is a lot of myths about exercise.
Sure.
And, you know, what would you say? I know that you just really hit it on the head as far as going into exercising and what really is a fat burner. You know, what would you say to the person that's taking advantage of our exercise ball at home? What would be the best fat burning tip for that type of person?
As far as food or workout in that?
As far as we got the exercise ball, and as far as maybe some cardio that they could do at home, what do you recommend your clients that don't have the
no, you could do
to the
anything.
gym?
The nice thing with this ball is one, of course, that it's convenient, and so many people, even if you have a gym membership, that you can't get to the gym a certain day, or that I've got 15 minutes in between something, and you can go down and get an incredible intense workout with that. And cardio, you can do anything for cardio. You jump rope and jumping jacks and up and down the stairs. And I mean, it could be anything.
Right.
Whatever gets your heart rate up, that's going to be cardio.
And that's the point.
So it doesn't take much.
That's awesome. Now let me ask you this, because I know that there's going to be a huge demand for you, you know, on what it is that you bring to the table and what you can do to help people, you know, hit their goals and succeed.
Yeah.
What can somebody expect working with Emily and Emily's Secrets on a one-to-one basis? What could they expect?
Well, it's a lot, hopefully a lot. They can expect a very detailed personal program, their menu, their workouts, everything is detailed. One of the biggest things that I've learned in doing this is that, it's so important to have a menu that is incredible and that works really well. It's important to have a routine that is incredible. But if you don't work with someone mentally, I don't say they won't get anywhere, but it's going to be really hard. So the biggest battle in this whole industry, and when it comes to food and activity and everything and losing fat, is the mental side of it. And so as I've progressed in this over 14 and a half years, it's the therapy side of it. It's getting someone through, I can't do this, and if I can't be perfect, then why do it at all? And showing someone, their food journal when they have all these, they had a carton of ice cream and they've never told anyone that they've eaten that much. All the binge things that so many people do. So it's the mental side, it's the counseling that they would expect someone to not just write them up an incredible program, but to be there every step of the way to walk them through the bumps. Because there's no way a program's going to go like this. It's going to be the perfection is the up and down, and when you fall and you get back up, and so that's what I'm there for. See, and that is so phenomenal. That to me, everything starts with mindset. I mean, you've had little off-the-camera conversations, what it takes for mindset to set a goal, what you have to do to make sure that you set your day up for success to hit those goals. And it does all start from mindset. And it's hard to find somebody that's willing to take your hand and walk you through that journey and teach you the right type of thinking and try to get rid of the stinky thinking, so to speak, you know? And that's the whole battle right there, And so that's awesome. Now let me ask you this. Where can we find you? I know that you don't advertise. Yeah. You can find her through You Are Superior Fitness. Don't worry. I've got her locked down on that. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, we got it. But I know that you're going to be putting together some social media stuff. Yes. And I'm gonna branch out a little bit. That's awesome. That's awesome, because there's a lot of us out there that need a lot more Emilys, and we've got her here on our team. So for the time being, shoot us an email at youaresuperior.com, and we will keep you posted on our social media, where you can follow her on our daily tips and tricks, and if you want to get with her one-on-one, which I guarantee you're going to be wanting to. Okay, so I know that she's growing, she's putting all that social media together for you guys so she can work with you a little bit more one-on-one.
But you can go to www.youaresuperior.com. You'll find her there. You can shoot us a message. We'll make sure that it gets to Emily, and she can get with you to organize your goals, work with you on helping you with your mindset, and putting together a meal plan and an exercise program together for you, specifically for your weight, your goals, your age, your gender. And so keep smiling. We'll be back. Thank you so much, Emily. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So good to have you.
Yeah, good to be here.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. Keep smiling.